All right, so there's been a little bit of an issue of desperation in the trading space, and people are looking for answers in how they can excel in the trading world. You have new traders coming in trying to figure out what trading is. And I know I get this question a lot of like, hey, how do you become a profitable trader? How are you able to make money and work a 9 to 5 job? How in the world can I be sustainable by doing all these things and I can't even focus on trading? Well, I'm going to answer some of those questions. I'm going to open up the opportunity for you to understand when it comes to trading, there's certain things that you must understand before you even start trading. Or if you're already a trader excelling in your career, or maybe you're a trader and you're kind of struggling, there's things that you just have to know because trading is a process. It's a longevity, it's not a short term game. Okay. So, a common question that I get from a lot of people is how are you able to make money from trading? Like, how in the world are you able to do a 9 to 5 and trade? And how in the world are you able to not over leverage and not use, proper, proper risk management? Well, what I could say is those things are not the main issue. The main issue is what time do you have available for you to understand trading so that when it comes to a place that you are free to trade or you do have a time window to trade that you're able to apply that, right? I'm not saying that I'm not perfect either. There's times that I over leverage, there's times that I over risk. There's a lot of times where my leverage and my risk is not the same. And the reason for this being is because I leverage my risk parameters and my lot sizes based off the trade setup. Okay. So let's just start from the beginning. The reason why you are trading, period, is because you're trying to make money, right? But if you are bombarded with work, right, then you need to switch your schedule. That's just simple as that. If you do not have the time frame to trade New York session, well, you got to get up early and start trading London session. If you say, well, my body doesn't do well waking up and then going to work right after trade, okay, then you need to focus on Asian session. If you say, well, Asian session is not that good for me because it moves too slow. Well, you have to pick some type of window where you need to trade. Okay. So Forex trading, if you're trading futures, if you're trading Forex, I'm not so much in the stocks. I don't know so much about stocks, but if you're in the futures and the Forex trading space, you need to understand what what is best for you and what time is best for you to trade. All right. So let's just go ahead and get that out the way because I think a lot of people are trying to force their trading career by just trying to fit what's best for them when it comes to trading. But when it comes to them trading that time zone, they say they don't have time. I don't understand how you say you don't have time in a 24-hour period that the markets are open. There's somewhere in that somewhere there's somewhere where you have that time where you can trade. Okay, you need to pick a time that's best for you to trade. This is what I'll do. If I was trading Asian session, like literally, if I was trading Asian session and I couldn't trade New York or London, I don't care how. I really don't care how slow the markets are. As long as there is some movement in the Asian session, by far I'm trading Asian session. Okay, and it's crazy because at night, even though I don't have as much time at night to actually like focus on trading because I'm married and I'm focused, spending quality time with my wife. The thing is, if I really wanted to switch it up, I could tell my wife, like, hey, I need 2 to 3 minutes away from I said 2 to 3 minutes. I'm sorry, 2 to 3 hours away from you for the evening, and I need to focus on trading. Okay, if I really wanted to, I can really do that, but I choose not to because my time with my wife is way more valuable than my trading career. Okay, on the flip side, for New York session for me, even though I work a job and I'm working 9 to 5, I don't work a 9 to 5 job. I'm sorry, I work. I wake up very early, and I still get off early, but probably I get off around the maybe midday of New York session, right? Which is 11 to 12, right? I'm still able to look at my phone and trade. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because I have the freedom at my job to do that. Okay. I'm a delivery driver, so I don't have, people micromanaging me and telling me I can't do this and can't do that. No, I'm free to do whatever I want. As long as I'm doing my work, it don't matter, right? So for you, you have to figure out what works for you. Okay. Especially if you're a new and beginning trader, you do not need to be forcing this. You do not need to be rushing this. You do not need to be in a place where you're like, oh man, I really want to make money real fast. Well, most people who try to come into the trading game with that particular perspective end up losing all their money every single time they place a trade. Okay. And you might get a few lucky trades here and there, but a lot of times many traders give up way too quick because they come into this game thinking that they can make money way too quick. Okay. And you could make money quickly, but you can lose it just as quick. I am a primary example of losing money. I can tell you so many times and situations and stories where I have flipped accounts and I have blown accounts. I have blown accounts more than I have flipped accounts. So when you come into this trading space, you have to understand, what do you want, right? What is your ultimate goal? Where do you want to be? How are you going to get there? What are you going to learn? How are you studying the day in and day out? Okay. As a beginning and new trader, you have no choice but to study in and out. Okay. Yes, you might have to back test until your eyes bleed. I'm just being real, because when it comes to this trading space, the trading world is not waiting on anybody. Just like time, the trading world is not waiting on anybody. The markets are always evolving and strategies are always changing and always need an update. It might be the same, but the system might just need tweaking a little bit. Okay. So it is so important that when you come into this game, you need to come into this game to learn first. Okay. And then you apply what you have learned after a certain amount of period of time that you getting down the bases and you downloading the information that you are willing to understand what you are learning so you can make money. Okay. Nobody goes and builds a business and then says, you know what? I built the business. Now I know everything. So let me just go headstrong and just dump all my money into this one into this one area. No. What to do is, okay, I got this business. I need to be smart with my money. I need to see what works, what doesn't work. Let me learn the game. And then once they see results, then they start dumping a lot of their money into that one area. Okay. So I would say go ahead and do that. If you're a new and beginning trader, you really need to start demo trading. Okay. Do not live trade. Do not start buying prop firms out of nowhere. Now, we will get to the talk about prop firms here in a second, but do not buy prop firms out of nowhere. I think today, in today's world, prop firms are the biggest opportunity to make money, but it's also very risky because any prop firm, I don't care if they're regulated or not, have the rights to shut down a company and or deny your payouts, etc., etc. The best way, I must say this, the best route is always live account. Even if you can save up for a whole year and still just trade demo account for a whole year, and then when you have a big enough capital to make money, then you can invest into a live account, right? Now, I would say if you are trading prop firms, definitely use those withdrawals to I would say use those withdrawals to create a bigger account, all right? Fund your live account, right? But it's very important to know that as a new and beginning trader, do not just come into this game and just start buying prop firms, all right? You got to learn this stuff. Get consistent. And another question that I get from a lot of people is, well, I don't see the results, right? Or I keep losing, or man, it's just even though I got the right strategy, I feel like I'm not confident. And people always ask me, well, how do I become a profitable trader? How do I become confident in my skills? How do I trust my setup? And it's not just, oh, I got to press the buy or sell button. Honestly, you just need experience. You need to put in the reps. And the more you take risk, the more you will learn. And I guarantee you will learn very fast. For example, there was one setup that I seen. I was very confident on, but yet at the same time, I was afraid to take because I knew that I was going to double my risk. Now, watch this. The reason why I took the trade anyways, even though, be honest with you, I over leveraged a little bit and my risk wasn't necessarily proper, I doubled my account. Now, you will say, well, why did you do that? You know that you're going against your rules. Well, here's the thing. I have rules in place, but I never have a particular rule that tells me if I see the setup and I think it's right, as long as I'm willing to accept the loss, I'm going to take that trade. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. The thing is, I accepted what I was willing to lose. Now, usually when I accept what I was willing to lose, usually I consider that even if I over leverage, not a bad loss. How? Why? Because I realize how much money and capital I have in my account, and there's no way that I'm going to risk everything just to make so much money that even if it goes against me, I'm gonna blow my whole account. There's no way I'm gonna risk my whole trade on this one trade setup. I don't do that. What I do though is I go a step farther. For example, if I say, okay, $50 is my limit, I might say, okay, let's push it to 75. Even though it's a little bit more than usual that I'm willing to lose, you know, let's go ahead and risk this. The reason why is because I am putting in the reps. I am building my confidence. Even if whether it's win or lose, I have to take this trade. And the reason why I'm taking the trade is because I'm building my confidence. I need to be confident that what I see, where I believe it's going to go, I'm going to put the work in. A lot of traders today, they don't do that. They're afraid. And then all of a sudden, when the market goes exactly where they wanted to go, they're like, oh my God, I should have, man, I could have done this. I could have, would have, should have, wish you did, but you didn't. So the issue is people are very afraid to get into the markets. They're afraid to put in that work. They're very afraid to take the trade. Okay. You cannot be afraid to take trades, guys. This is all a risk game. This is a probability game. Now, it's not gambling. Okay. What gambling does is you're just placing random buys and random sells, and you do not know what the heck you're doing. Okay. We do not do that as traders. What we do is if we see that the market looks good, if it's going in the direction we want it to go, maybe there's certain, confluences that you see and it hits those confluences and you get in the trade, regardless of what happens, it's off the table. As long as my confluences are in line with what I see, I'm going to build my confidence. I'm going to get in the market more because that's how you create experience and repetition. All right. So get the repetition up. All right. You got to get your reps up. Nobody goes in a gym and just does well. There's a lot of people that do this. No, but I'm gonna say this: no pro athlete goes in the gym, right? Let's just say, for example, basketball gym, and just say, I'm just gonna shoot and practice. I'm gonna do shooting practice just once a week, right? Nobody does shooting practice once a week. Why would anybody do shooting practice once a week? Because by the time that you get to the game, you don't have enough reps in, right? And then when you get in the game, you're gonna realize why you're missing so many shots. And then you're like, oh, I put in these many reps, but you're not creating muscle memory in your brain. Okay, so you need to create muscle memory. You need to make sure that you are not just doing this because you just want to make money. You're doing this because you're trying to build a business. If you want to escape the 9 to 5 job, you're doing this because you're trying to escape the 9 to 5 job, right? And to all my 9 to 5 jobs out there, all the people that who want to work the 9 to 5 jobs, there's nothing wrong with it because you can still work a 9 to 5 and trade Forex and make money. Okay. And just as extra income, just being honest, guys. Come on. If you be real, Forex, futures, whatever you trade is extra side of income that can help 10x your income. Okay. You just have to put in the work. We have we have we have become so lazy today in society, traders in general. Like we literally only enter into people discords just to copy trades. Now listen, if you want to be a copy trader, if you just want to copy and paste somebody's trades, if you want to take trade signals, cool. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because I know people who say, you know what? I don't want to learn trading. I just want to copy somebody's trades and make money. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Cool. Do that. Just know when that trader stops doing that one day, close the shop. Who else do you got left to go to? Because sometimes people rely too much on others to make them money. You have no idea what's going to happen in their life, when they're going to stop trading, even if they were a great trader, how bad their month might be in trading. And then next you know, when you realize you're not making money, you start blaming them, but you don't blame yourself. This is the reason why I rather learn from a mentor and then do it myself than to rely on a mentor and just make money with my mentor. That's just me personally, right? And this is the reason why a lot of mentors get trolled, because once they start losing, people start getting mad and they start saying, "Oh man, this person's strategy is not good." But in reality, it's because you're relying on them, right? If anybody comes to me and wants to learn from me, right? I'm not sending you trade setups. I'm not sending you a trade setup and say, "Hey, this is a setup you need to take." I might say, "Hey, here's a setup that I might be taking. If you want to take it with me, cool. But just know that once you make that decision to take it with me, you made a decision to take it with me. And if I win or lose, regardless, you made that decision." So traders don't know how to take responsibility. And speaking of traders being lazy as well, I also think that a lot of traders are really jealous these days. Like, for example, they'll see a guru out here making tons of boohookus of money, and then says, "Oh, you can't. You there's no way you made money from all that trading, right?" Or they're selling courses, and who cares? Why would they care about what you have to say about selling courses? This is a business. They escaped their 9 to 5 because they created the business and excelled in it. And they put in the hard work. Now, are there scammers in this trading industry? Absolutely. But majority of the gurus that I know aren't scammers. They just know how to market themselves. They know how to brand themselves really well. And it doesn't, who cares if they sell a course? Because that course that you might be denying, knowing that you probably need, and knowing that you are probably learning from a multi-million dollar figure, or a six-figure trader, can actually change your life. And then traders today, they complain about how much they complain about how much the course is. "Oh, how much is the course?" "Oh my gosh, it's $500. How much is the course?" "Oh my gosh, it's $2,500. Okay. What if this course makes you six figures in the next 2 years? What is $2,500 compared to six figures? You got your money back. So people don't look at courses nowadays as value. They look at it as a scam. This is the reason why many traders aren't successful today. So what do they want? They want free. But then when you offer cheap courses, they don't buy it either. Why? Because they don't see it as valuable. It's just like saying, if you're going to go buy a car, if you see two cars that are the same year, right? One is brand new, one is used. The used one is $20,000. The new one is $40,000. I guarantee you, most people who say that they're going to go for that used car will ask you the question, what is wrong with it? Why? Because how can you have two cars with the same year, same color, same everything, same features? One is $40,000, one is $20,000. I guarantee you will ask what's wrong with it. That's the reason why many people, many traders don't get ahead in this trading game, because they're always thinking everything's a scam and they want everything for free. Start investing into yourself. Traders are desperate today. I mean, when I mean traders are desperate, it's to the point that they're emptying their savings for this. That is a huge no. We do not enter our savings. Now, the last thing I want to speak about, for my traders who get it, but they're struggling and they do not know what to do. This was me 2 years ago. I was struggling, not knowing what to do, where to go, how to go about this all. And I had this fear that I was not going to make it in the trading industry. So the question is, what does that making it in the trading industry mean? And I'm pretty sure most of you are thinking it means you don't think that you're going to be profitable ever. Here's the thing. If you can challenge yourself, whether it's demo account or live account, I don't care. Get a broker to do. This is what I recommend. Get a demo account or live account, deposit $50. Okay. If it's a demo account, the demo account don't allow you to deposit that small, then do whatever you please. But let's just say we're going with a live account, $50, right? Take $50 to $60 with and use correct proper risk management. For example, use 10 cents per pip. Okay. If you can take $50 to $60, right? Try to take $60 to $70. Try to take $70 to $80 and $80 to $90 and then $90 to $100. If you can overall take $50 to $100 by taking your time, you can definitely make it in this trading industry. Why do I say that? Because I believe the reason why a lot of traders are struggling today, even though they know everything and have everything, or at least they know everything that they should know, and they have the tools to succeed, it is because we believe that we need large capital now. But none of us want to start small. Challenge yourself. Can you take $50 to $60 in a month? If you can do that, imagine what you can do with $1,000. You could take $1,000 to $2,000. Imagine what you can do with $10,000. You can take $10,000 to $20,000. Imagine what you can do with $50,000. You can take $50,000 to $100,000. So the thing is, or $50,000 to $60,000. The thing is, I think a lot of us believe that we need to change something. Well, you probably do. You might be your trading psychology might be off. You might be over leveraging, over risking, blah blah blah. Right? Okay, that's normal. But what I guarantee you, what many of you guys are not doing is you're not thinking small enough. Now that's counterintuitive. Somebody says, "Well, am I supposed to be thinking big, like dreaming big?" Yeah, only when you have your skill set down packed. So if you can take $50 to $60, you can take anything to anything. Start small, build small, steward what you have already. Then you can also realize whether it's a live account or a prop firm account, you can take it anywhere. And be patient because even though I'm profitable, I still wrestle sometimes as well. I still lose money and I don't like it, but it's a part of the game. And I also know that I know how to keep myself from doing too much. Okay? If you are struggling with trading, maybe you got everything down pat, but you just keep losing, take a break for a day or two from trading. Just don't trade. But you are so addicted to the markets, you feel like you have to win money every single day and you don't. Okay? So definitely I understand where you are. I feel your pain. You might even be looking at Instagrammers too much. You might be looking at social media way too much. You see all these other traders and you start comparing yourself, right? I know Tori Trades when she lost her biggest she had the biggest loss. And I remember when she lost real big, she and think about this. She won like 90K, but she was down like 250K or something like that. I think that was her biggest loss. If you want to go watch my video on that, you can, the previous video. But she literally said that that was her biggest mistake, and she started comparing herself to other traders because she felt like, well, I'm in the same realm with them. How come I'm not doing that? But I look at her, I'm like, yo, but that's 90K. Even if I'm a 50, 60K closeout, right? There's no who cares about what other traders are doing? Shoot, I know I love Tori Trades. Like she's a beast trader. She's not my mentor, but she is a beast trader. And I can easily look at her and be like, dang, man, I want to make 50K. That's not my lane. You got to stay in your lane. You can use that as inspiration, but don't let that drive you into a ditch. Okay. So just be consistent, get serious with a trading plan, right? Just stay on the same path of whatever you want if you know it's working, but for some reason you just might need to tweak something. Just think very small. Just start stewarding little. Just say, okay, before instead of trading this live account, instead of doing trading this prop from this week, let me start up a demo account take a little break and see if I can turn this small account into a little bit of a bigger account. Just steward what you already have. Okay. So traders, listen to me. I know a lot of traders are desperate. And I know this was a need of a conversation because so many people just keep asking me this. I go live on TikTok sometimes and people ask me the same questions over and over again. They need to they need to hear this. If you want to hear more videos like this, please give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think about this video, and I will do more videos like this on YouTube. And I would love to hear what you have to say. Where are you as a trader? How can I help you? Or if you're struggling, what advice do you need? And I'll just comment and tell you what you need to do, probably, right? I'll give you the best advice that I have. All right. All right. I'll see you later. Peace.